Okay, welcome everybody again. We're back with Achala ji. We're going to start doing the series of nakshatra, meditation and mantras and chakra meditation. So, Achala ji, what is that which nakshatra? Are we going to do Ashwini Nakshatra today?
Yes, namaste. I would like to do Ashwini Nakshatra first, but maybe just before we go to the nakshatras, we can just very quickly do a very short overview of throat chakra itself to see what it really stands for, actually. So I'll just share my screen. Here it is. Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, okay. Yes, it's visible, yeah.
So, Vishuddha chakra is the throat chakra, and it's the most connected with ether element. And Vishuddha literally means either the most pure one or the greatest purifier, right? Because it's here that actually we purify ourselves through this chakra, through ether, because from here everything emerges, basically speaking, in material world, and to this element everything merges back as well. And it's very interesting when we observe the petals on these chakras, and when you observe the syllabes here, basically speaking, most of them are just vowels. And we call vowels like the sounds of consciousness, because these are the very first sounds we even learn to speak when we are children. So when we are little babies, we just say ah, e. We don't know, we can't say anything else. And it's also said that vowels are, in a way, like a Shakti of every language, because any consonant is kind of not complete when it doesn't have a vowel next to it. So really the language must have this Shakti, must have vowel, otherwise it cannot be even a legit language. So we can see that there are several nakshatras here on the side connected to Vishuddha chakra, and several mantras as well. So we'll first start with Ashwini Nakshatra, because that's actually the first letter of Sanskrit alphabet. So we will follow the sequence of Sanskrit alphabet in this series. So Ashwini Nakshatra is here. It has two Beej mantras connected to it. It's the short one, and the long one. So the first two letters, first two vowels of Sanskrit alphabet. And we have also the mantra of Ashwini Nakshatra here, as taken from the scriptures. And I will repeat the mantra several times, so it's just easier to learn that. It's Om, Ashwini Nakshatraye Namaha. Om, Ashwini Nakshatraye Namaha. Om, Ashwini Nakshatraye Namaha. So that's the mantra for Ashwini Nakshatra. And these two Beej mantras, which are the Beej mantras for Ashwini Nakshatra, are in bold. So it's very interesting also to observe what these Beej mantras actually stand for in the Sanskrit language. So which kind of words they give birth to, what kind of roots they are. So here I made a short presentation that of just what itself means. And it's very interesting when we observe actually all those meanings, because they kind of very much relate to Ashwini Nakshatra itself. So the short it's either an adjective, which means quickly, to do something quickly. And that's the Shakti of Ashwini Nakshatra, isn't it? It's Shitra Vyapani Shakti, the power to achieve quick results. So Ashwini Nakshatra is very much related with doing things quickly. And also the ether element is about doing things quickly. It's the quickest possible exchange of information, quickest possible exchange of any energies that are existing. And another interesting word is to endure, actually. And Ashwini Nakshatra is the star of divine healers. So it's very interesting that actually its very Beej mantra is related to injuries. and in a way related to healing as well. And on the other hand, the longer also means yes in Sanskrit. And I think it's also very an interesting trait actually of Ashwini Nakshatra natives, that very often they have this kind of optimism. They have this ability to say yes, to follow something in life, right? Because it's connected with a horse. Horse always wants to move forward. It wants to go to a certain goal. The only problem is that it doesn't always know its direction actually, but it always wants to move forward. And this is what Ashwini Nakshatra really stands for. And on the last slide, regarding Ashwini Nakshatra, I just collected all combinations of this nakshatra and its padas, and how they are actually connected to chakras. Because as we said in our previous video, each nakshatra will be connected to minimum 3 different chakras actually, because first connection comes from the Lord of the nakshatra, which is in the case of Ashwini, it's Ketu. Then the second connection will also come from the sign the nakshatra resides in, or 2 signs sometimes. So again, we know that each sign is as well connected to some chakra. And then, of course, each nakshatra resides also on one of the petals of our chakras, which again gives yet another connection. And the fourth one will be also coming from pada. So how do we know which pada stands for which chakra? We just basically speaking look in the Navamsha chart and we see where exactly the planets resides there. So which exact sign does it really occupy? So in case of Ashwini Nakshatra, the ruler is Ketu. So Ketu sometimes in some traditions, I have seen that people associate it also with Manipura chakra, with solar plexus chakra. However, I decided to not connect it to any chakra. And reason for that is that I believe that as much as all the 7 planets, they stand for our chakras and connection with them, for me, Rahu and Ketu, what they symbolize more is actually prana and apana. So actually upward movement and downward movement. That's why I would not really connect them with any chakra, because they are in a way connected to all the chakras and in a way disconnected from all of them as well, because they just operate. They are just like, let's say, the most important axis in our own chart in a way as well. And it's very interesting in a way, because in the method that we can introduce in some of the videos, which I'm doing with counting, basically, and summing up all this information and making, like, let's say, a little chart out of this. You can see, for example, people who have lots of planets in Ketu or Rahu nakshatras, you'll see that their score here will be nothing, right? Because it's not connected to any chakra. And it came to my mind that really all those people whom I personally know or who came to me for consultation, you can really see that when a lot of Rahu and Ketu nakshatras are very, very much active in the chart, that the person is actually very spiritual, and that the person really finds a way to go even in a way against the karma in their own lives, that they have this capacity to purify themselves from the karma. They don't have, in a way, so much of a burden with themselves. They are able to just cut themselves off from that. And I think that especially with Ketu nakshatras, it's very, very, very visible, that it really stands for cutting ourselves from something, detaching ourselves, separating. So that's why here in the Lord of Ashwini Nakshatra, I didn't put any chakra here. I just left it completely free. The main chakra that's associated with Ashwini will be Vishuddha, as we spoke, because here is where resides the mantra of Ashwini Nakshatra. Another chakra connected here would be Manipura, because Manipura is in the sign of Aries. Mars is connected with Manipura chakra. And here is where Ashwini Nakshatra resides as well. So basically speaking, we can say that in general, Ashwini Nakshatra is kind of combination of all those 3. So it's kind of the combination of this upward movement in the body, this healing movement in the body related to Ketu. It's connected with the Vishuddha chakra, so again, purifying something. but also doing it fast, because ether element is very fast, right? And also it resides in the sign of Aries, Mars. And Mars, again, it's very much connected with physical body, actually, with healing. And this is how I understand, actually, Ashwini Nakshatra through these things, through these chakras. And of course, if we could see that some person has, let's say, more occupied second pada or third pada or fourth pada, it again gives some slightly other flavor to it. But main characteristics of each nakshatra, I would see exactly through that. And this is how I was actually working all the time to see how really the chakras of people, how can they be seen really through Jyotish, actually? How their state can be seen through Jyotish, and how can we really say how much karma is stored in our chakras? Which of our chakras are stronger, on which we need to work a little bit more? But of course, at the end, we need to keep them all in balance. But just for our own knowledge, it's actually very helpful to know that. Would you like to add something, Dr. Party?
Yes, this is beautiful. When you're speaking, I had so many things going on in my mind. There's also, I connected to the Ashwini Kumars. And Ashwini Kumars, if you know the birth of Ashwini Kumars in mythology, it's very interesting because various Puranas give different, slight variations, but they're both supposed to have been born from the nostrils of their mother, okay, who was taken a form of a horse, she's known by different names. She's known as Sharanyu, she's known as Sanjana. There are various names that were assigned, but the importance is these were called as prana devatas. That's what I believe in, because they were born from the nostrils, so that it's all about prana and breath. And you beautifully brought in this concept of being swift, being quick, and reaching their goals, reaching their objectives very quickly. Shidravapani Shakti. And something which came to my mind is there is a form of yoga which is called as Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati is you quickly start inhaling and exhaling. And when you do that, it strengthens all these chakras that you're talking about. So I was just trying to see, this quick breathing out and breathing in, quick thing is actually working on all these chakras at the same time. It is helping you to become more calmer, because once you do the Kapalabhati, you can go and look up videos on yoga and say what is Kapalabhati. It's quick breaths, taking quick breaths. I think that is actually very, very useful for strengthening your abdomen and strengthening your lungs as well. Yeah.
Definitely.
So I feel this is beautiful, what you're bringing to us, and even the root Beeja mantra and the meaning of these is, it has some very deep rooted secrets. I think it's beautiful that you're bringing this thing up, Achalaji, and I'm very grateful for you doing this video on Ashwini Nakshatra with us, and the importance of connecting with the root or the chakras and then meditating. So I want more people to get involved in this process, irrespective of whether you have a planet in Ashwini or you don't. It's very important that we can activate the energies of Ashwini Kumars, because that is where they bring in healing.
Yes.
They say Ashwini Kumars can bring even illnesses, but they are the ones who come and heal you also. And everything which is come in duality is Ashwini's. We talk about the eyes, we talk about the ears, is all of these are connected to the Ashwins, and they say they are the in some of the ancient scriptures, they say they are the ones who help you to listen very clearly, to what nobody can hear is what the Ashwini Kumars can hear, and also having a good eyesight, because on the facial features, whatever is in dual, you have two eyes, you have two ears, you have two nostrils. These are all connected with the Ashwins, the Ashwini Kumars, and they can bring you instant healing and quick healing. And that's why it's called as a Lagu and a Shipra Nakshatra. Lagu means light, Shipra means quick. So any activities that you want to do, administer medicines for you to quickly heal yourself, to quickly rejuvenate yourself, then Ashwini Nakshatra is an excellent nakshatra. And I think you can connect very quickly to these nakshatras through these Beeja mantras. But here is another thing that I want to add, Achalaji. For people who are into sadhana and who want to take this practice of connecting with the nakshatras very importantly, I also want you to see if you can connect the archetypes, the Ashwini Kumars of each of these nakshatras. For Ashwini Nakshatra, it's Ashwini Kumars. You connect to them, but you also connect to your Kula Devata. Kula Devata is your family deity that in India, it's more popular that every family has a deity they're connecting to. So you channelize that Ashwini's energy through your family deity and then through your East Devata. Now, if you do not have a family deity, then you might have an East Devata. East Devata is your favorite god. Say, for example, in your case, I think Krishna is your East Devata. So you channelize that energy through the East Devata because that's when you get quick results. Because East Devata is going to help you elevate and accelerate the process of getting the results very quickly. So when you do this Beej mantras, yeah, if you can tell us a little bit about how you connect your East Devata with these nakshatra, I think that will also help our viewers today.
So what I usually was doing when I was doing my own sadhana nakshatra, because I also always had this feeling that when something when something is not connected to my Ishtadevata, whom I love so much, I was never paying too much attention to that. So what I was doing usually in my own sadhana, this mantra for nakshatra, for Ashwini Nakshatra, in that case, I was just repeating maybe just 3 times. And then basically speaking, I was proceeding to something slightly different. So I would take Om in the beginning, then I would take the mantra and then I would find a name of Krishna which starts with with short A. So I would take, for example, my own name. So Om Achalaya Namaha, right? So this is what I would do. Then I would repeat it 108 times and just basically speaking, focusing on Krishna. Because even if we actually, in case of the letter A, we have really plenty of words starting with that. But as we will see in the example of other nakshatras, some of them have really very few words starting from that exact letters, or very few verbs or adjectives. And by actually having a look at them, we can also see what these words are trying to express. What is like, I am always trying to find how to say, what is the equation here really? So what is the main property of them? And also meditating on these different words, different qualities of the divine, of our favorite god, of our Ishtadevata, first of all, we are more connecting with that qualities of the divine, but we are at the same time still connecting with these Beej mantras, which are all the time stay connected with the petals of our chakras and all the time stay connected with our nakshatras. So it also helps us to understand really the property of nakshatra much better. Plus, we really feel more connected. We just receive this blessing, and simply synchronicity just starts to happen. I noticed that very strongly in my own life, that since I started to do this sadhana, things are just happening, like materializing literally sometimes, because synchronicity is just happening. And I think this is really possible only, as you say, Dr. Paiji, only with the blessing of your Ishtadevata, and ideally with the blessing of your guru as well. This is my experience.
I think that is also another important point, Achalaji. It's also very important that you, in your prayers, also meditate on the guru. If you have a guru, then you're blessed. So you can channelize that through, the Beeja mantras of the nakshatras. Then you channel your, Kuladevata or your family deity, then your Ishtadevata and your guru. Because this is the process, because they are the link, they are the chain, which helps you reach out to your goal very quickly. Irrespective of whether it's Ashwini Nakshatra or any Nakshatra, the process becomes seamless, the process becomes more integrated, and that's how you will connect more very quickly with not only the Nakshatra, but also what is happening around you. So, Achalaji, this is beautiful what you're bringing to us, and I'm very, very grateful that you come and you're doing this with us. So, thank you very much for joining us today, and namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Dr. Paiji.